has come to my attention that the entirety of Hollywood and Congress are predicated and based on a rape culture. They are unable, apparently, to behave themselves around members of the opposite sex, and as such, I have written a bill that I will be sending to Congress this coming Monday. It is titled the Respect Women Act, and it reads as such: Be it enacted by the Congress herein assembled, that all women will be moved to the northern states, and that all men are moved to the south. Section 1. Whereas there have been many accusations of sexual assault in both Hollywood and the Congress herein assembled, the United States must be split in two once again. All women will be north of the new border, and all men will go south, to protect precious but strong women who are as strong or as stronger than men from the evil rape culture perpetuated by all men. Once a year there will be a 3-day period for the maintenance of the American population. At this time, all men will stand shoulder to shoulder along the border. The women will choose a man, and if a man is not chosen 3 years in a row, he should be killed, just in case. All of these men will be handcuffed together, and when chosen will have their essence extracted 3 times to be given to the woman or women who choose them. Section 2. Herein, this will be overseen and authorized by the Committee on Sex-Based Segregation, which will be led by Al Franken, Bill Clinton, Bill Cosby, Roy Moore, and Andrew Weiner. It will be enforced by an east-west border wall from Virginia Beach to San Francisco, and will be patrolled only by self-proclaimed asexuals and people whom identify as German Shepherds. Section 3. This act will be paid for with a minor tax hike levied at 90% for all people earning more than $300,000, obviously more than anyone could ever need, and a 75% rate for those between $35,000 and $300,000 a year, and a simple flat rate of 50% for everyone else. Of course, this is a small price to pay for the safety of strong American women. Section 4. This bill will be enacted on January 1st of 2018 if it is so passed. This bill is obviously fairly simple. We need to protect American women from American men. The only way we can fix this issue is obviously sex-based segregation. I am open to possible amendments, however, to this bill. Some ideas I'd be open to are a clause in Section 1 to exempt Muslims from this segregation to avoid claims of Islamophobia. And obviously, they're not the ones perpetuating America's rape culture. Or that instead of the taxes being levied in Section 2, we sell all American men over the age of 14 into slavery, which would also be very good for reparations. Perhaps an amendment to Section 2 requiring men wear shock collars at all times, and there being invisible electric fence rather than a border wall, and all women must wear a suit of plate armor when in public. This would be good to sterilize our society and its rape culture, in which punishment for any violation of this honor system results in public hangings to ensure the population remains in good order. Some questions I expect. Why isn't Kevin Spacey on the committee? His defense was obviously much too clear. He cannot be blamed for his actions. What about George H.W. Bush? He was also alleged to have committed sexual assault. He will likely kill himself knowing he will no longer be able to rape women all the time once this bill passes. How will we be able to afford to live after all of these taxes are levied? Obviously, we can just print more money. That way, everyone will have more than they need, instead of just the 1%. Isn't this setting a dangerous trend? No. Why do you hate women? Does this not violate the Constitution? I'm not sure. I actually haven't read it yet. What about our freedoms? You're supposed to protect them, aren't you? Enough questions, enough questions. You've all showed us you can't handle the responsibility of freedom. Of course, we all know security and safety are much more important than freedom and liberty. As we saw with the Patriot Act, Freedom Act, and the Liberty Act. And now, as a safety-loving, anti-liberty, freedom-fearing man, I have decided to call for all congressmen and strong women vote affirmative on the Respect Women Act. In closing, call your congressman and tell them that a vote against the Respect Women Act is worse than rape. And they are evil misogynists and deserve to die before America is perfected and liberated completely from the backwards idea of white procreation and non-mixed families. So vote affirmative if you believe that men equal death.